Coming up, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is vying for the presidency come 2024. We take a look at the campaign launch mishaps that opponents are capitalizing on. And is Chinese malware targeting U.S. infrastructure? Microsoft's warning to U.S. officials on the security of U.S. cyberspaces. The rundown starts now. This is Straight Arrow News, bringing you unbiased, straight facts. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. It's been anticipated for months now. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis officially announcing a bid for the White House in 2024. That many saw coming, but it was the technical errors on Twitter's end that captured much attention after DeSantis used the social media platform to deliver his message. The live launch on Twitter's audio platform Twitter Spaces had unexpected problems with servers being strained at the time DeSantis became the latest Republican to enter the presidential primary. Technical glitches and platform crashes delayed the chat between DeSantis and Twitter CEO Elon Musk by about 20 minutes. President Biden tweeted, "This link works," with a link to his own campaign's donation page, poking fun at the campaign mishap. DeSantis would laugh off the delay, saying there was a huge audience that broke the Twitter space. While DeSantis has been a closely watched candidate, a new CBS poll has DeSantis trailing frontrunner former President Donald Trump by more than 30 points. The campaign reportedly raised more than $1 million in the first hour after launch, according to his team.
And our results in Florida have been second to none. We can and we must deliver big results for America. I pledge to be an energetic executive that will take on the important issues.
DeSantis is expected to leave the Sunshine State after Memorial Day to visit key primary states along the campaign trail. There's still no deal to raise the debt ceiling as the threat of a default approaches closer. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned the deadline is just 1 week away. There are no scheduled talks between President Biden and Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, but their teams continue to negotiate. Negotiation talks went well into the evening on Wednesday, and both sides called the discussion productive, a similar sentiment to several previous negotiation meetings. The credit rating agency Fitch has put the nation's AAA rating on negative watch. A White House spokesperson said the move by Fitch, quote, reinforces the need for Congress to quickly pass a reasonable bipartisan agreement to prevent default.
Think about what's at stake here. A default would have catastrophic impacts in every single part of this country, whether you're in a red state or in a blue state. It doesn't matter. Every single part of the country. We're talking about millions of jobs lost, devastated retirement accounts, and a recession.
The person behind one of the more infamous images out of January 6th has been sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. Richard Barnett was convicted by a jury back in January, charged with civil disorder among 8 charges. According to court documents, Barnett spent 10 minutes in then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office. During that time, he put his feet up on her desk and wrote Pelosi a profane note, according to court records. He faced 20 years in prison. He joins a list of others facing jail time for what they did on January 6th. A medical licensing board in Indiana will be deciding if an Indianapolis doctor deserves to face disciplinary action after she provided an abortion to a 10-year-old rape victim. The doctor had previously spoke openly and publicly about the controversial procedure, saying the small girl had traveled to Indiana from Ohio. Dr. Caitlin Bernard is facing several accusations. She is accused of violating state law by not reporting the girl's child abuse to state authorities. Bernard is also accused of breaking federal patient privacy laws by telling a newspaper reporter about the girl's abortion. The Indianapolis Star wrote up the story on July 1st. National uproar and skepticism would follow. But the story was proven to be true after a man was charged in the child's rape in Ohio. The U.S. government, along with Microsoft, is warning of Chinese malware targeting critical infrastructure within the United States. The hacking operation could disrupt critical communications infrastructure between the U.S. and Asia in the event of future crises. Top cybersecurity officials say a cyber intrusion is one of the top threats the U.S. faces. Security researchers with Microsoft uncovered the malware scheme with the code name Volt Typhoon. The malware has apparently been growing ever since 2021, but only recently discovered in February, the same time the U.S. downed a Chinese spy balloon, according to a U.S. federal law enforcement agency's statement released Wednesday. China has already denied the hacking allegations, calling it disinformation. People around the world are remembering music legend Tina Turner. The woman known as the Queen of Rock and Roll died yesterday at the age of 83 after a long illness, according to her publicist. Born Anna Mae Bullock in Tennessee in 1939, she met St. Louis bandleader Ike Turner at 16 years old, took on the name Tina, and the duo quickly became one of the most popular acts in R&B with songs like Grammy-winning Proud Mary. The two divorced in 1976, Tina taking on the industry on her own and surpassing expectations. In Los Angeles, fans left flowers at her star along the Hollywood Walk of Fame as the entertainment industry loses who is described as the Queen of Rock and Roll. These are your top stories. Thanks for joining us for the Rundown. We're on a mission to bring back trustworthy journalism by serving only you, not an agenda. Be sure to check out more of our work at straightarrownews.com. And you can also find the latest Rundown episodes available as a podcast across streaming platforms. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.